Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Coffee Sessions with Pink and Queen. There has been a lot of speculation of new cooling measures being implemented due to the property market heating up despite the pandemic.
There have been worries that this phenomenon may destabilize the property market as private property prices increased too fast in 2020 Q3, defying COVID-19 recession and increased by 2.1% in the last quarter of 2020.
While we cannot predict when new measures would be implemented, I'm sure everyone is interested in what kinds of new regulations may be put in place and what their effects are. We'll be segmenting this episode into two parts as there is a lot of ground to cover.
Without further ado, let's discuss the speculative measures that may be implemented.
Number 1. Extension of minimum occupation period. Currently, the minimum occupation period of HDBs and executive condominiums are at 5 years. This means that buyers of HDBs and ECs will have to stay in the property for 5 years before selling or renting it out. Some feel that the MOP of flats and ECs in prime locations should be further lengthened to reduce the lottery effect. Supporters of the extension of MOP states that upgraders who own properties in these prime locations were more than able to afford private properties and were the main contributor to the robust sales in 2020.
Those who are against this policy reason out that an extended MOP for all estates may be too harsh, as 5 years is long enough for some young families to outgrow their homes. In fact, the MOP of flats have been extended multiple times over the years, which shows that it may not be the most effective regulation to put in place. Also, this measure may shift some demand towards private property, where there is no MOP, which defeats the whole purpose of implementing this measure in the first place. Furthermore, this measure is at best a stopgap measure, as any cooling effect on private housing and resale HDB flats will be observed only in the medium term. Additionally, the definition of prime location is subjective. It would be unfair to simply label certain estates as prime locations just because of a few record-breaking transactions.
Number 2. Impose minimum size for each unit. It is usually the smallest unit that gets sold the fastest in any development. This is due to the low quantum of these shoebox units, which are affordable to majority of the buyers. Some feel that by imposing a minimum size for units, it would deter buyers from purchasing too quickly. Developers would then consider their land bids carefully. In turn, bigger condominium apartments will remain affordable on a per square foot basis, allowing more households to live and work from home comfortably.
However, by controlling the sizes of units, the overall quantum for larger units will be higher, making them less affordable for lower income families. Also, it is hard to control how much the developer sets for the per square foot, as land and construction costs are increasing. In the long run, this may not be the best solution, as sizes of units are subjective and it may result in a large number of unsold units due to the unaffordable price point for an average Singaporean.
Number 3. Impose a capital gains tax or increasing additional buyer stamp duty. Currently, Singapore does not practice imposing capital gains tax, which refers to the taxation of gains from the sale of a property. The implementation of this tax could discourage flipping of properties. Taxing profits will also curb exuberance from investors and upgraders who will be mindful of the additional cost that comes with the sale of properties. Higher ABSC would deter both Singaporeans and foreign investors from making their purchases.
In view of Singapore's position as a financial and investment hub, imposing a capital gains tax or the increment of ABSD might do our city-state more harm than good, as it would curb foreign inflows into Singapore and shift capital to other competitive regions. Also, not all sales transactions yield healthy profits. A capital gains tax will make it harder for genuine upgraders to afford their next homes.
We'll continue with part 2 in the next video. We hope this has been useful for you.
Do hit us up if you wish to find out more in detail on how these possible fresh measures could affect you as a consumer. Do like and share our page. Thanks for watching!